a man who rewrote world history with blood and sword. He was Genghis Khan, the unifier of tribes, the shaker of the Silk Road, and the founder of the largest contiguous empire history has ever known. His name is uttered with dread and with majesty. Yet the most profound, the most enduring consequence of Genghis Khan's conquests was neither the cities that fell nor the treaties that were signed. The answer was written in human DNA itself. Today, an estimated 16 million men in Asia, roughly 0.5% of the world's male population, are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. This represents the largest genetic expansion history has ever witnessed. How did one single leader in one lifetime engineer such a colossal biological legacy? The answer lies not just on the battlefield, but in the ruler's bedchamber. From birth to conquest, the politics of sexual relations. Genghis Khan's personal life was no ordinary tale of philandering. It was, in fact, an explicit imperial policy. It all began with his youthful love and primary wife, Berta. Berta gifted Genghis Khan 4 sons who would lay the foundation of the empire: Yochi, Chagatai, Ogadai, and Tolui. These sons and their lineage would be known as the Golden Family, the dynasty destined to rule the vast empire. But as the empire expanded, the number of Genghis Khan's wives and concubines increased exponentially. Conquest was not merely about land and loot. It meant the acquisition of new wives. Princesses and noblewomen from captured tribes and khanates were systematically incorporated into Genghis Khan's ordo, his royal encampment. This was a ruthless method, a way to assimilate the elite bloodlines of the conquered territories and cement their obedience. Names like Yesui and her sister Yesuzan are just 2 examples of high-status wives Genghis Khan collected directly from the battlefield. This was a brutal, winner-takes-all mechanism in its purest form. A leader positioned at the very top of the social hierarchy inherently claimed the highest possible reproductive potential. Imperial bonds. Power transmission. Through daughters. One of Genghis Khan's most ingenious political moves was the way he utilized his daughters. Each of Genghis Khan's daughters was married off to the leaders of important tribes he had either conquered or allied with. These were not random unions. Tradition often demanded that the groom swear fealty to the bride's father's army, requiring them to serve in the most brutal Mongol campaigns. This often meant these sons-in-law were sent to the deadliest front lines, drastically increasing their chances of being killed in battle. When their husbands inevitably fell, the daughters would assume the governorship of those lands, effectively securing Mongol dominance. While Genghis Khan ensured the continuity of his own direct lineage through his 4 sons, he built political control in the distant corners of his empire upon his daughters' marriages and their subsequent widowhood. Sexuality and marriage were the invisible, yet profoundly effective, stability mechanisms of this vast empire. The shocking proof of genetics. So, is all this a legend or a scientific fact? A shocking Y chromosome study conducted in 2003 took the legend of Genghis Khan and elevated it to a scientific dimension. Researchers discovered a surprisingly young genetic lineage common to millions of men across Asia. This lineage pointed back to a single ancestor who lived approximately 1,000 years ago. That ancestor was, without a doubt, Genghis Khan. Researchers state that such a colossal spread was only possible through high status, polygyny, and the preservation of that status for thousands of years. Genghis Khan, followed by his sons and grandsons, continued this polygynous lifestyle, rapidly and ruthlessly propagating his genetic signature. His genes ultimately outlived even his swords. The power of blood. Genghis Khan was not just a warrior who unified Mongolia. He founded a biological empire. Every conquest didn't just redraw political borders, it redrew the human genetic map. Today, the lineage of that nomadic warrior still flows through the veins of millions walking the streets of Asia. This is the most silent, yet the most enduring legacy of history's greatest conquest.